Yes, greetings to everyone. Today is Sunday in Stockholm. I'm a Grenadian living in Stockholm, not Rome. And today I'm doing one of the most unique, laughable, funny, beautiful video. This is about my show. I'm here to lively you up and not corrupt. Now, Belmont and Calais and a little piece of granite, stay on your seat. Don't be discreet. Now, remember gardening? You remember that we used to survive off of the land? Now, if I come to the whole Grenada, I would take 3 years to do that. But I only talk about Belmont and Calais, where I grew up, and the people who I was affiliated to. So I'm going to drop it down and I will tell you it. Listen very carefully. Belmont, I'm going from my Jangley Gap and starting from there. Joe Bain, that was a special man. He had a garden. He was a gardenist. Talk to all the people. Now everybody was our dad and our mom. So I ain't calling nobody no Mr. and Miss, right? I'll call them in the name. That is the game. So listen carefully. Joe Bain, as I tell you, the man was a geographist. The man was a lawyer. The man didn't have his papers, but he was a lawyer. Marcel, I tell you already, I ain't calling them by no Mr. and Miss, and I will tell you why later in another video why. Because, but we had love and respect for all these people. This man was a gardenist and he had a shop. Remember that? Papa Joe was a gardenist and he had a job working in Granby's. The man didn't used to drink no rum by lot, he didn't shop. He had the brethren up in St. Paul's. Walter, the man had taxis. The man was a taxi man. I had about 3-4 taxis. Tall, he looked like Lee Van Cliff, and he had a garden. We used to go and take it on and roast it on the rocks. P.C. Cox, the man had a boat. He was a dictionist too. This is a man who I learned words from and create my words because P.C. write his own dictionary. He had a boat. Tony, Gong Boy, the former boxer, the man had a garden and he had a car. And he used to work in the jail. So the man had a job. No boy, he had a boat. Uncle Nobo, we used to call him. He had a boat coming from England to work in garden. Julius, the man was an entrepreneur. The man had a business. He was a tailor and he worked in the garden. Mano Cox, a gardenist, a short man, he rough. And he used to work by Miss White. He had a garden. So he had a job and a garden. Beaton Bell, he had a truck. The man had a truck working hard. And he had a garden, short man again. Lavu, tall man, he come from Cuba and come to work land in Grenada. Could I speak good Spanish to her? Stephen, a tall man, a dangerous man, eh? Watch that man. Don't go in the garden because he's a dangerous man. But I love him man still too, I'm going to show me garbage, eh? I just watch what I'm doing. I'm going in the garden and say, let me come back now. I'll talk about Stephen. Hugh Miller was a short man. He did rough. That man was a good man too. He had real sweet potato and things when we cooking in the night. That was with Fred. So we got to take a 2 little sweet potato, pick a 2 little peas and things. The man was cool, I mean, we ain't going and sell, so you know that. I love it. Pyle, the plumber. Pyle was a plumber. He had a garden. Hear me, the man had a garden too. Businessman again. George Babes, a short man. He used to ride cycle and, reaching tongue before man boss and do no boss. You tease him. The man had a garden. The man was a gardenist. I'm going down now to Calais. Bang, bang, Lord. I come in. Paris, tall man down frequented down there. That man was a hard-working man. He was an original gardenist. Harvey, tall man. And top there up there. That is my grandfather. Brother, a tall man too. He humble. He quiet, but he work in real garden. And other things too that man they used to do. Mark. Mr. Mark. I ain't call him no Mr. But when I say Mr. Mark, that was one of the coolest man I don't know. Humble, love children. You know what I mean? Talk to everybody, Mr. Mark. I don't have love for this man, you know what I mean? Plenty. Tall man again. It's a family, enough sons and daughter. That man is a real good man too. You know what I mean? And walking. That man was Lannis. Mason from St. Vincent. Welcome. The Milanist, the gardenist. That man get rich off of the land. All the man, they build house and create family off of the land. Daddy Hobart, One of the most loving, humble man too. Again, you can go and take you long man, go and thing, you know what I mean? If you catch you, go just, you know, you run and thing. He was a humble, loving man too, right? Elick, tall man. He's wear short pants, he's tall and physical. Don't go in that man's garden. This is the Gambian brother there. You see he walk in garden right on the side by us too. Yeah, Elick. Elick, that man was a dread man, a deadly man. When you go on TV mango, you have to be careful. You see the garden, you know? That is a garlic, you know what I mean? You remember Laddick? You see, tell the girl and I'm Laddick, I'm going home. We plant enough garlic. Now I'm coming back into the kitchen and show you I'm cooking a chicken, what I'm cooking. But let me go back to the thing, man. Now, Mr. Mackenzie, I will say Mr. Mackenzie again, that is Mr. Mackenzie. Not a slave master, Mr. thing, right? You understand? I can say Daddy Mackenzie. This man was our closest neighbor, you know what I mean? We live in like down in the hole down there. And then man, there was gardeners. When they go in the gardeners the whole day. You had to bring the food for them and the tea for them, the breakfast, you know, the thing. You had to bring them and them coming back yet. I bet if all there was in them time, all they would have handled it, all this generation. Now, short man, Bajan Fitz, a short black man, they say that man, you're a dangerous man too. You have some nice long mango and thing. When you're going in them and the garden, you have to be careful. Because it was dangerous, you know what I mean? But they ain't gonna kill you, they ain't gonna chop you up. But you have to watch when you're going to them type of man garden to see where is the day. You know what I mean? If you care, make sure in there. I'm telling them I know something else, right? And now, excuse me, Amos, the boss. That was my grandfather, and all the name I call it, not because he's my grandfather, that man was a deadly man in terms of walking the land. He had the most land walking. I 100% sure. Anybody who knew that would know what I'm talking about. At least you know that. Amos, that man was a gardenist. My man built a nice house off a garden. The man was rich. The man never worked for nobody. All the man I tell you, they never worked for nobody. You know, we survived from the land. The land, the L-A-N-D, the land. It brings us food, natural food. We didn't have to import food. We had one supermarket called Everybody. You know why they name it Everybody? Because it was for everybody. Once a week, people used to go in town. You understand? And then we live off of the shops. I will tell you about that later, about the shops, right? You understand? I have a video coming up about the shops. But no, I ain't done enough. The ladies, let me come down to the ladies. Used to put the hand in the ground too, bend down and put the hand. Marvis Bell, that is Beaton Bell wife. Cousin Noah, that is Uncle Noah's wife. Faith and Cox. Faith Cox and Wilhelmina Cox. You know what I mean? Mother and daughter, Elika Cox. That is PC Cox. So, you know, that's the herbal bush tea that I'm going to make, right? You see? What's what I'm making now? We're eating and shit, right? That's the Vatican herb and some bitter bush. Yeah. And Drina Mitchell. That's Belmont. Going to Cali's, Baby, Tantan, Anata, Alice, and Euro. And Mozi, wife of Paris. Not Paris in France. Now, let me see. My dear people, here's what I tell you. Let me eat my thing there now. That is what I make. And I make it special. And it's almost from the garden. Bush tea, Vatican herb, bitter bush. I make a bread, a kind of small 2-rung bread. And that day is pure vegetable. My dear people, now we ordering food from out of our country. We must go back to farming. And I swear, if these men, right, was alive, and these women, and they know and see what we're going on, that we ordering food and buying food, they would think that we crazy. But they will also know that we was lazy. The land is the deal. You see? So remember, my dear people, go back to the land of spice where everything nice, Ademi come from. I love it. I'm gone.